Let's see here, guys. Give me a quick second. Make sure. Okay. Testing, 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 testing. Are we good? We're good. Okay, so before I get into what this video is gonna be, no, this is not gameplay. I'm not playing any game matches because I'm about to talk about something that really got under my nerves. Before we get to know, this armor might change along with the colors. I might be joining a clan, and future gameplays of this might be with my clan, new clan. All right. So, without further ado, let me get into this story. You guys ever wondered there was a gap between teachers and students, right, guys? Like I personally feel at my school, Agassi, okay, Andre Agassi Preparatory Academy or Agassi Preparatory Academy, whatever, you know. Yeah, I feel like there was the students' perspective of how good the school was compared to how the teachers thought how good the school was. There was a huge gap. And I want this video to be a little news flash. I don't know how the school is currently before it got taken over by another school. So this video is kind of irrelevant, but this is something that's been on my mind for a very long time. And honestly, I think it's time I speak it. Because, hang on. The reason for that is, I was on my Instagram and I saw one of these, the dean or the principal of said school, talking about how he admires his students. He misses Agassi's students because we weren't afraid to speak our minds and how we stood up for what we thought and all this stuff. What's up, Zen? You're about for an interesting thing. Interesting thing. Oh, it's buffering. Zen, let me know if it keeps buffering. Well, I'm gonna stare at the chat. So, like I was saying, this guy who I know, who went to my school, talked about how he admires his students. And let me tell you why that's absolute horseshit. I don't know what is up with other teachers defending this damn fucking school because it was absolutely trash and garbage. I understand that this school was a college preparatory game, which means it's prepping you for college, so it has to be hard on its students. I get that, but let me tell you the shady shit this shit would be doing. Okay, not only did Agassi try to say this, technically this school was by choice. You had to sign up for it and go through a lottery, okay? No, this you understand. This needs to be spoken. This needs to be said. Okay, Agassi wasn't shit. Okay, listen. How does a school take away one of its grading letters? Okay, how is it supposed to go from A, B, C, and then straight to F? That makes no sense. Someone please explain to me what type of school, a good school, would do some stupid ass shit like that. That made no sense at all. Especially how there's nothing wrong with a school trying to have a goal, you know, trying to be in the top best schools. That's admirable. That's awesome. That's great. But you taking away one letter grade is not going to help you at all. This is different from Twitch. Anyways, you know, it doesn't help you because every student that was barely surviving in this school with a D just flunked. Every single one. Everyone got flunked. And let me tell you, you had teachers, okay, that honestly had a big problem if you didn't have, like, the specific of, like, their stuff that they wanted for their class. Like I told you, I had a math teacher. Okay, I'm dropping names, okay? Because you need to understand, this school was hell for me, okay? So Miss Toomey, okay? I don't understand how she's a teacher, okay? Not that she's not qualified, not that she's not a good teacher. No, she's a bad teacher. Why? Because how are you gonna yell at me for smiling, okay? How's a teacher gonna ask a question and be like, does anyone have a hard time understanding what we learned yesterday, okay? As a kid with disabilities, as a student at this school with disability, let me tell you, when I say I don't want to bring any attention to myself at all, so I don't talk, I don't speak at all. Like, I'm not asking for help. I would rather sit there and struggle and figure out my damn self than ask some of these teachers. But I swallowed my pride that day, guys, and I rose my hand and I was like, I had forgotten and I need help. And you know what happens? She has the audacity. Now, granted, the way if she said it a different way, it would have been fine, okay? But she goes, well, why don't you open your book and open it up to the page that we were on yesterday so you can pay attention for once in your life? What are you talking about? Why am I getting yelled at for this? Like, what? You asked me if I don't remember or if I have a trouble remembering what was taught yesterday. How you gonna yell at me? Like, and I said it calmly. I was surprised, right? So how is it that she goes, I don't appreciate your smile? Nani? Wait. So you're catching the attitude with me because I smiled? Let's backtrack for a minute, okay? What I didn't tell you was my stomach was hurting and I had Mountain Dew Code Red in the morning. It wasn't a good time. I shouldn't have done that, but my stomach was hurting. So I wasn't smiling, okay? I was in pain and agony. And she has the audacity to be like, oh, well, even though I asked you, I'm gonna catch an attitude with you. Are you kidding me? Okay, like, what? Let's not even talk about how I had a teacher, okay? A teacher. This was so stupid. Okay? She tells me, Miss Tommy, that I have to get a new binder. Because she tries to tell me it's not a 3-inch binder. Okay? Listen here. I don't take my stickers off on my binders ever. I show her it says 3-inch. So, by that logic, I am complying to her guidelines. She tells me I still have to get a new one because she cannot turn the pages as fast as the other students' binders because my rings are a little bit unique. What? I'm sorry. What? Listen, my rings went straight up and then a curve. It wasn't a normal circle. It was like D-shaped. The capital D, okay? I'm not wasting money. Now, granted, you ain't that much money to get a new binder. But you know what? It's the principle of the matter. The principle. Like, I'm sorry, you want me, a student, to make your life easier because you can't turn the pages as fast? Well, how about you take your time and you won't have to worry about it? Simple as that. Like, common freaking sense. Now, I'm not gonna lie, I wasn't the best model student at Agassiz. Not far from it. I spoke my mind, not in a respectful way, because it's what I believed in, and I was very passionate about it, okay, guys? So you have to understand that. So I was in the principal a lot, so I wasn't like model student. But because I was in the principals a lot, I heard a lot of stupid ass things. Can't even to begin to tell you the stupidity of stuff, okay? Now, as a special needs student, my spelling wasn't the best, okay? So I had to take an English test about, what was it, metaphors, personification, and all that stuff, right? So, it's that classic, have the word, match it up with the definition. But instead of having, A go with C or whatever, no, they want you to spell it, okay? Biggest weakness, by the way. I didn't know how to spell personification. Like, what? At that time? No, I didn't know. I wouldn't have attempted. Forget that. So I do my best, right? And I misspelled metaphor, okay, by the way, too, right? But both of them were wrong. But both of them were right, okay? She only gives me 1 point for metaphor, even though I spelled wrong. But she gives me a complete 0 for personification. I can barely even say the damn word, okay? I go to her, I go, teacher, I tried to spell personification. She goes, well, I couldn't tell. I had the right, and sauna correctly. At least that's like the certain words from that big word was spelled like in the same order, okay? But let me tell you this, I spell personification a lot better than I did metaphor, okay? So out of the two, she decided like, well, even though this is the only P word on our vocabulary list, and this letter starts with a P, I couldn't tell you were trying to spell personification. Granted, this is on me, it's a little nitpick, but seriously, like we had like 3 other M words, okay? I could have been trying to spell anything besides metaphor, and you chose to say, oh yeah, that's metaphor. But the only P word that we had in our vocabulary words, which was personification, which I could not spell for to save my damn life, started with a P. I used the letters that began with P. And you're telling me you couldn't tell? You stupid? Granted, take it with a grain of salt that I'm already stupid as it is, okay? And, okay, like, are you kidding me? Like, I got in trouble for speaking my mind. How are you gonna praise Agassiz, the school? They couldn't even have a math teacher, okay? Let me tell you this. The reason why your boy, your king, is bad in geometry is because we didn't have a geometry teacher. No. The Agassiz thought this, guys. Let's have an art teacher teach geometry. I'm sorry, what? You thought having an art teacher? Well, I mean, my graphs looked pretty good. I'm not going to lie from that class. You know, I was very taught how to have really good graphs. No. Zen, you're right. Geometry is a piece of cake. But let me tell you this, though. Try learning it from an art teacher, okay, who does not know math. Okay? Mind you, you're trying to teach students who don't know anything about geometry. So if the teacher themselves cannot explain geometry, because that is not their subject that they teach, because their subject is art, and you expect that entire class to learn geometry from an art teacher, who even says, I don't know much about geometry, who even says that the other math teachers are going to help me teach you guys, there's a problem. A very big problem. And what made it worse, that there is even a bigger problem, if I end up helping teach the class. The guy with the 4 mental disabilities teaches math class. Like, Mr. Rocks is in the building. Take your seats. Like, I'm sorry, what? Jordan, you seem really good at math. You want to help teach me this class? Listen, as a guy that gets bullied all the damn time, absolutely not. But I got bribed, so I did it anyways. No one listened. No one respected me. That class was hella loud. But you know what? I didn't give a damn. Because honestly, I was getting paid. Teacher literally paid me some Yu-Gi-Oh cards. I'm not even gonna lie. It was the greatest thing. Like, it was the greatest thing of all time. Like, and I'm not gonna be honest with you, I still don't know much about geometry. Like, I went to, like... I'm not gonna lie. Listen, though. Listen. You gotta listen to this, guys. Listen. Okay, let me tell you the most stupidest thing, okay? Whew. So your boy almost has a photographic memory, okay? At least when it comes to things I care about, okay? That's why I'm kind of good in math. I'm good in history. I'm good in science somewhat, okay? The problem with history is I'm bad with names, and I'm bad with dates, okay? So you gotta follow me on this. So... that's the reason why I'm having a hard time with history, because they want very specific details. I can give them very specific details. Problem is I can't say the names. I can't spell it, can't give you out the dates, but I know these events happened in this timeline, in this order, okay? That's what you're getting from me, okay? But that's why I'm failing, because he wanted, like, specific detail, and that's not his fault. Like, he's a great teacher. Mr. Stockley, man, if you see this, then this is dude. That's all you meant to. Listen, no, honestly, Delta was a great school compared to Agassiz. Even though Agassiz had like super big budget and like a whole bunch of buildings, Delta is so much better. Like, I guarantee you that's why Delta is so much better. You don't understand this, Ed. Listen, so the school thought, because, oh, well, you know, clearly Jordan has a laptop for his English class to help him with his spelling and writing and all that, and essays, because he's on YouTube, you know, doing his math, listening to music while he's doing other work, getting all the good grades, by the way. Clearly that's the reason why he can't remember names and dates for history. What? You telling me you think the reason why I can't remember something is because of YouTube? Even though all my other grades are good? Really? Really? That's what you thought. Okay, so here's their solution for this, guys. They decided to take the laptop away. So now my spelling's shit again. Okay. No good essays, no automatic spelling. All this shit done. No research for essays, by the way. No research. Can't go to the library. The library is in the ghetto, and I ain't trying to get shot. I'm not gonna lie. It was bad, okay? Plus, I has a busy life. I had doctor's appointments I had to go to. I had therapy stuff I had to go to. So I didn't really have time to redo it, like depth and analysis of research at home. I couldn't do it. Didn't have a laptop either. So I was really screwed. Okay. So explain to me this when all suddenly English class grade starts going down very slowly, mind you, because I'm doing my best, right? Yeah, I do. I really do rely heavily on autocorrect. It's a beautiful thing, okay? Listen. So because they see this, they go, oh, wow, you're really failing in English. Why do you think that is? You're asking me, teachers, why I'm failing in English when you dumbasses thought it was a good idea to take away the only thing that was giving me an edge and helping me pass English. Okay. So here's their bright solution. They give me back the laptop, right? Here's their bright solution. We're gonna give you the laptop so you can do your essays again, okay? But we're gonna take away the internet capabilities so you can't go on YouTube anymore. Mind you, the only time I was on YouTube was during my free time at home and my free period, okay? That I was supposed to do homework in, which I did, okay? I'm not gonna sit there in silence, okay? I had to listen to some type of music, and I got my work done. Never had homework at home because of that damn laptop. It was a beautiful thing. All right. So now I can now do essays again. It's perfect. One little problem though. No internet. So laptop is useless and can't do research to do said essays. Now luckily any essays that were done on books that we were given in class, your boy aced. No problem. Anything to look up, like things like, why do you think what was it, cannibal weed or something like that, the marijuana is so bad, look up the effects online. I can't. Oh, well then you fail. Okay, school, why are you still failing? We gave you back the laptop. You took away the internet so I could not look up said things. Are you stupid? Okay, so then they said, well, that's your problem. You should figure it out. Mind you, this teacher who went on Instagram said, I appreciate my students for speaking their mind, okay? That they're so strong and strong-minded, too. That when they said something wasn't right, they spoke their mind and we listened to them. Bullshit. Because let me tell you this. I found out they did not take away the internet. No. They thought I was stupid. But they failed to realize my greatness of being bored and trying to tinker with laptop. So I tinkered with the laptop. I figured out what they did, okay? It's the super simplest thing ever. I'm surprised I didn't. It took me honestly like 3 days to figure this out. Okay, listen to this. What they did, okay, was tell me that they took away their software from the internet. So even if I tried to look up the internet, to go on, it would not work because the software wasn't there. Now, mind you, I'm not super tech savvy at this time, so I didn't know any better. So I took the word for it. After a while, I figured out what they did. This is what they did. Every laptop has a button where that turns off the Wi-Fi, right, from the laptop. Like it stops searching for it, so it disconnects it from the Wi-Fi. That's what they did. So not only did they just simply press a button, but they went into the passwords and erased it from the computer's memory. So when I automatically get online or open it up or start it up, it won't automatically connect. Okay. Now that would have been a clever thing to do. Okay. Now, I appreciate that would be a very clever thing. Yes, you erased the passwords from my laptop, so I couldn't go on the internet and all this stuff, right? Okay. But yet, the school literally gives out the Wi-Fi like it's hotcakes. It's not a big secret what the school Wi-Fi is. Literally, it's not that hard. Okay. So I put it in. Not only do I put it in, but I also have the teacher's Wi-Fi password. Because honestly, the teacher's Wi-Fi password is the same password as the guest password, but in reverse. So the guest password is welcome guest. Okay. The teacher's password is guest welcome. Took me a few tries to get that one. But the one that I truly guessed 100%, that was supposedly the god tiers like internet connection, was the admins of the school or whatever they were. They're like, they need a higher laptop or a higher internet quality or whatever. So they had better internet than everyone, including the teachers. I don't know why. I didn't understand, okay? I guessed their password. This is what the password was. I kid you not. First try guessing. Agassi 123. I thought about it too. I was like, let me put in the most stupidest, easiest thing I could think of, just to get it out of the way. Because honestly, I would hate if I would have came up with all these guesses, like a whole bunch of complicated passwords, you know, and them be wrong. And then later on, after weeks of almost giving up, I just put Agassi 123. I would have been pissed. So I was like, let me put the easiest one of them all. Agassi 123. Welcome to the internet. Are you kidding me? Like, what? Okay, so now only tell me this school takes away the D's, lies to parents telling them that they're a private school. Oh, yeah, by the way, they do that. Okay. They have teachers that honestly disrespect the holy crap out of us students. And then when we try to stand up for each other, oh, we get in trouble. Like, oh, we get in trouble. I had a teacher who was having a bad day or whatever, and she had the audacity to yell at the whole class. First thing, like, she comes in here. With the guy who speaks his mind all the time, goes, teacher, what's going on? Like, why are you yelling at us? Like, honestly, you know, what he did wasn't that bad. Like, he just laughed at a joke that someone told. Like, it wasn't that bad. So she gets on me, and she happens to get a very touchy feeling and decides to start personally attacking me. Like, oh, well, someone who's doing so bad in this class can't really speak on, you know, this stuff and whatever. Something along, I forget, it's a very long time. But along the lines, it got to a point where she goes, your parents must be so disappointed into having such not only a disrespectful son, but an illiterate son who doesn't even know how to read or write or spell anything. Now, guys, this is a certain point where I'm like, you done goofed. Because I'm like, okay, who the hell do you think you are to tell me that my parents are disappointed on me? It's not my fault I was born with 4 disabilities. I didn't go to the grand man upstairs and go, hey, God, you know, I want to have 4 disabilities. Let me get the pick out of it. Yep, I want that ADHD. I want the ODD. Give me that autism and Asperger. I didn't ask for that shit. So how the fuck you gonna tell me, a student, okay, a teacher telling a student, oh, my parents are disappointed in me because I can't read and write very well? What type of shit? And then, yeah, so even I'm young because I'm butthurt. I'm angry. I'm triggered. Okay, I have every right to defend myself because teachers talk about, oh, when you're bullied, don't let bullies bully you because it'll just make it worse. So, you know, defend yourself. So that same logic applies to you teachers. Like, if you're bullying me, like, we're not gonna physically fight because I'm not gonna do that. I'm not stupid. But I'm a bag on you. Like, I got verbal words. Like, I got jokes. Okay, so I do that, right? Because you want to attack me, I'll attack you, right? Right? Okay. Got that settled? Okay. She sends the principal up. You tell me why the principal hears exactly what I said. She admits exactly what I said. And she says, yeah, I did tell him that. And she says, well, he was trying to defend a student who was very super disrespectful. I tell the principal, literally, all he did was have a quick laugh. Like, real quick. Like, Because Jimmy, I'm not going to tell the student whose real name is, but Jimmy decided to tell a joke. Jimmy is super funny, okay? And the fact, honestly, that all Jimmy got was from the kid that laughed was and not a bust out laughing was honestly a surprise. Okay? Like, it wasn't that bad. Like, honestly, like, the type of yelling that she did was not fair, okay? It was not fair. He goes, I see your point. You're right, you know? Maybe she overreacted. I'm suspending you for 2 days. What? Why should I get suspended? She literally said my mom was disappointed. She goes, actually, I said your parents was disappointed in you. I only have one parent, thank you very much, because my dad's a dick and an asshole who tries to get rich but doesn't really, you know, want to put in the work for it. All right, moving on from that little subplot. Okay, so mind you, this is the same dude. Okay, same guy. He goes, I appreciate my students for speaking their minds and really speaking like what they believe is right. If you really believe that, you wouldn't have suspended a student for doing a YouTube video. Let me get into that one because that was middle school. I'm surprised I remember that. I just remember that too as I said that. Let me tell you what they all hate this dude did. Him and a bunch of his friends, high school students, seniors, okay, who made it past the bullshit of bullshits from 3rd to 12th. This school is 12th to 12th grade. Right? And if you're there for that long, Godspeed, okay? Like, holy freaking crap, okay? So this man and his friends are alumni, essentially. They are the first original. I'm like second generation of Agassiz. Like, you know, I wasn't there for like the first time they opened. I was there for the second time. Even though I think, and my mom thinks, I was also first generation. But clearly seniors. Anyways, so, okay, listen here. All they do back in the time when the Jerk song, you know, you're a jerk, I know. You're a jerk, I know. That song was a big popular song, okay? They do that after school. And yeah, they were flipping, you know, the bird, you know, to the camera. But a teacher was there supervising all of it. Let me tell you how I actually responded to this YouTube video. They kicked out every single student that was in that video. So that man could not graduate from that school. That man could not walk with his class. On top of that, the teacher got heavily recommended. Like recommended, whatever the word is. He got really in trouble and he couldn't come back to the school. Like he was fired essentially. Like he didn't come back that year. Like he was terminated. He was gone. Adios. Okay. This guy, rightfully so, snuck on to the campus. Now, I don't know how he did that. You know, there is security checkpoints. But this man was able to walk through like it was nothing. Okay? But, you know, the whole people were talking. And out of nowhere, this man comes out, grabs the mic from one of the students. Who's, by the way, wearing an Agassiz uniform. That's probably how he did it. Blended in. And started yelling and telling him exactly what happened. Yelling and everything. I understood. Everyone else didn't understand, but I understood. Low-key thought this was somehow part of the show or this meeting or what is it called? Spirit Assembly, prep rally. That's what it's called, prep rally. Okay, you know, I thought it was part of the whole thing, and he just went a little overboard, so they cut him off. No. As soon as they started dragging him away, that's how I knew something was up. I was confused, but when I found out the story, I'm like, that's kind of messed up. Like, you could have maybe suspended him. Not expulsion. Like, what? Okay. And let's not talk about how they treated. Hang on. Alright. And let's not talk about how they treated their special needs students. Okay. As a special needs student, let me tell you, the treatment was absolute garbage. And every sense of the word, garbage, trash. It was horrible the way they treated special needs students at Agassiz. Okay, if you are an Agassiz student, I am sorry for you. For those who saw no problems in Agassiz, clearly, they didn't know any better. Clearly, whatever they did, they were stupid and too stupid or too whatever I could say to notice all the dumb shit that happened at Agassiz. Like, are you kidding me? Like, how? Okay, you have teachers, okay, who train, okay. It takes a very long time to get an IEP. Like, you have to prove your case. You have to prove, like, your disability. Like, you have to figure out what the student needs. It's very difficult, okay. It's a long process, a big meeting. All the teachers get together and are okay with this. And by law, the teachers have to follow this thing. Either an IEP or a BIP or a 504, 501 or something like that. It's one of those things. Zen probably knows what I'm talking about. Hey, it is legally, you have to follow that shit for a student who is mentally with disabilities and has an IEP or a 501st plan or a BIP. You are, like, by law, you have to follow that. So tell me why some of these teachers were butthurt that they had to retrain themselves, butthurt that they couldn't teach the way they wanted to, or butthurt that someone was telling them how to teach, okay? So they decided that, well, we're not going to follow them. And then, because they weren't following the IEP, the very lesson, the plan, the step-by-step to help a certain student learn, started failing, aka also me, and then also wanted to blame the student at that point. Well, you're failing. Is there any reason why you're failing? Oh, I don't know. Because even though it says in my IEP they're supposed to shorten certain of the work, because I'm literally staying up at 6 a.m. in the morning to get every homework from every subject done, because it's that much work. And especially a special needs student like myself has a very difficult time, and I gotta be there at 7:30. Going to bed, maybe 30 minutes sleep, I'm on, okay? Stress was crazy. I literally had white hair, okay? For a middle schooler, okay? Are you kidding me? No middle school student should be that stressed out, not because of bullying, not because of harassment, but because schoolwork is so much that person is struggling to get that shit done so they can pass. There's something wrong. There's something very wrong, okay? Mind you, adding on top of stress of being picked on and bullied because students and teachers don't understand what ADHD is, and everyone assumes that because if you're ADHD, you're automatically retarded and they treat you as such, blows my mind, okay? So they have that as they're like, well, Jordan's failing and all this stuff. Why? I don't know. You don't follow the IEP. You purposely antagonize me. That set me off, get me angry, especially with the ODD, opposites of defiant disorder. Like, it says it. Like, don't do this, and you do this. Why? Don't press the button. Press the button. Why? Now the whole world's going to blow up. You're stupid. Like, it's my fault. Okay? So, then they want to blame me because not only my stress is honestly on dangerous levels, like middle school, Jordan, the middle school king of games, okay, has so much stress that's honestly affecting the health, affecting the hair, because teachers don't want to follow IEPs, because everyone wants to blame the student for the teachers not following what they're supposed to follow by law, and yet you have the audacity to say you're a good school. You have the audacity to be like, I appreciate my students speaking their mind, when you will literally expel them for it? No. Let me talk about the most egregious thing that they did. I taught myself how to draw. I taught myself how to draw on the computer. I used their computers to animate, or color, I should say, technically, do what I could with the paint, my drawings, okay? That I did on the computer. I did that. That was hard work. It took me a very, very, very long time to do so, okay? So not only, like I said, this ties into the whole laptop story. Not only did they take away the laptop with all my drawings, they want to tell me, Laura, let me be more specific who told me this, okay? A teacher who literally goes to school specifically to learn how to deal with special needs students. The head of the special needs program decides to pick a fight with the special needs student. I want y'all to think about this. Why on earth are you a special needs teacher who is the head of the special needs program gonna pick a fight and purposely say what I'm about to tell you she says that set me off to a point there was no going back from? When I tell you the savagery was real after the point, or I believe, and everyone else thought it was savage enough, I don't know. Okay, let me tell you what this special needs teacher, head of the special needs program, told to the special needs student, aka me, okay? I love my drawings. I work hard on my drawings. The reason why I started working on my drawings was because the stress was so real that I needed an outlet, and doing this helped me stress. Like, helped me get detox from the stress, which made my health a lot better. She decided to tell me, well, I'm not going to give you back the drawings because technically you did it or worked mostly on them with the school's property laptop. So technically we own your work and we're not obligated to give it back to you. You may not be obligated to give me back the laptop since you own said laptop. But best believe you're going to let me get my drawings out of that damn laptop. Because that's my shit. Like, I would not give them, but I would not give. They wanted me to give them the laptop, okay? because this ties into the laptop story. Because when I figured out their shit, that when they told me, oh, they took away the software from the laptop so I couldn't go online, when in reality all they did was turn off the little light that accesses the laptop, the school's Wi-Fi, and erase the passwords, and all I really had to do was put them in there. I didn't hide it. I told them straight up. I told them and how stupid they were. My mouse was acting funny. I told the teacher. Teacher saw or thought you weren't supposed to be on the internet. Told her exactly what happened. They did not take away the internet. They just erase the passwords. I knew the passwords, so I put them on. Okay? Yeah, follow me on that. Do you know what happens? That follows up the whole reason why this teacher's telling me that my drawings are the school's property. It's because they're going to take it away. They have the audacity to call my mom. They took me out of class for this. Told me that I was having an IEP meeting. And they were calling my mom so she can be a part of it. Now, this is the other age where I'm technically considered an adult, so I should be able to handle my AP stuff by myself, and they pushed that very heavily on me. Very heavily. Okay? Okay. So, the first thing they do is tell me is do not speak. The first thing, though, the way she said was do not open your mouth when I call your mom. The guy who gets bullied for almost decade, actually no, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, guess I repeated the 6th grade, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, 11 was died down a bit. 11 was considered a savage that day. Yeah, so about like 8. I lost count. Fuck. But yeah, you guys keep track of that. You guys figure that out, okay? Nose. Also, I get a sense, a radar. Danger. Something's not up. My mom answers, hello. Yeah, hi. This Casino Santa Cruz? Well, yes, it is. Yeah, we're like to inform you that your son has hacked our laptops and damaged the school's property. Nani? Hold up. What? I thought this was an IEP meeting. Y'all lured me out here to say I hacked the laptop, which I didn't. I literally just put the passwords in. Don't know how to hack. What? Excuse me, I told you not to open your mouth. No, you shut the hell up right now. Jordan, don't speak to no. Mother, let me tell you something. They told me the reason why I'm out of class is the reason why, because they said they're going to call you up because we're going to have an IEP meeting. They told you that? Yeah, they told me that. We're going to have a problem. Like, what? Like, seriously? You do that, okay? And they want me to give up the laptop. I was like, no, you're going to let me get a flash drive, and I'm going to take the stuff out, okay? I rose hell, okay? Where I got the person who owns that. Nah, I didn't get Agnes. I got like the dean, like the head of the school, like the grandiose. Like there's no one above him except for the Agassi guy, the actual founder of the school. Okay, he hears this and he's like, no, this is outrageous and you shouldn't do this to this student. Like, what are you doing? Okay. And he gives me like a 6 gig, 6.5, 5.8 gigabyte flash drive. Now, I don't know how memory, works when it comes to flash, like how big they are. But to me, that was like really big. Like I was really surprised. Like, wow, it was really cool looking too. I'm not gonna lie. And this is high school. I got that shit. Not only did I get that, I got all my essays, my work, and he gave me let me use the laptop again. He shut that shit down real quick. But let me tell you, okay, what got me suspended for 3 weeks. Okay, let me tell you this. A student was picking on me. Okay, no, actually. My special needs class, honestly, is for me to only do work. So I don't have so much work to do at home. That is what it's designed for. That is its purpose, not to teach us something new. I am very tired. Because by this point, I have to deal with no laptop and all this shit. I finally got it, and I have a lot of work to make up. Okay? Okay. This teacher comes out and says, we're going to be doing this now instead of what we normally do. I look at this packet. This is baby stuff. How are you guys feeling today? is what they want to do. Write down something you've learned in one of your classes they want. Okay. Trace the letters. Help with your handwriting by constantly repeating these words. I'm a 10th, 11th grader by this point. I have shit to do. Like a lot of shit to do. I'm not doing this. This is only gonna take you like a couple of minutes. I don't see the harm in it. It is pointless. This is a pass or fail class because y'all want to suspend me for 3 weeks. Or no, actually 2 weeks, because one time I got spent for 2 weeks. For 2 weeks, I missed out on a lot of stuff, and now I got to do this. Like all of it, like a whole packet. I'm talking like 3 essays, okay? I'm talking about a big ass map packet, okay? Whatever that teacher was doing went on a learning spree and taught a whole bunch of kids a bunch of stuff, okay? 3 tests that I have to do, and just from one class alone, because there was a surprise test, there was a mandatory test that was taken, and then there was a test that was something, I forget what it was. I had to do that. I had to do a Spanish essay because the Spanish teacher was like, yes, describe how the class is and how well you're learning in class, but only in Spanish. I had to do all of this, and this was going to take me forever. So if you want to think I am going to pick some basic little kindergarten school shit over this pile, you're dumb. Okay? So I continue to do the work. She goes, you're not following my directions. I told you to put that stuff up. First of all, no, she didn't. You need to do this because this is mandatory. So is this. I don't know how every school is when it comes to late assignments, but you only have 2 days. The first day, if you're sick, you get 1 day, and that's you get full credit. But for me, I got a little extended dates. But let me tell you this: for every day it's late, you lose most credit, half credit. So if you miss 1 day, you could turn in for full credit. But mind you, a student has to catch up not only on the whole stuff that they already did or should have done, but on top of new stuff. 2 days worth of work in 1 day is kind of almost impossible. But somehow we managed to do so. Okay? Follow this. If you don't turn it in the first day, you lose half the credit. I don't know if that's how it is with every other school, but half the credit. If you miss the second day, you pretty much you have to still turn it in, but you get no credit for it. At all. Okay? Okay. I'm not trying to do all this work for no credit. Time's running out. So, guess what? I mumble under my breath. I'm sitting down with the backpack on. Don't know why I have the backpack on me. I have a big ass backpack on me, okay? I was like, you just need to stop before I burst, like I go off. Okay? Now, it is stated, and it's heavily recorded, that every time I say that, that's pretty much a warning on I am about to break and be very disrespectful. Not violent. It is very documented. Like, it's heavily wrote in there. Because there was a lot of times, especially when I was younger, when I was like, I'm so mad, I'm going to blow up. They took that as a bomb threat, by the way. A 3rd grader blowing up a school. Weird. Okay. No, 4th. 5th grader? 4th or 5th? 4th or 5th. Maybe a 6th. One of those 3. Okay. By the way, all these stories are not exaggerated in the slightest. My voice is. But all this has happened. Okay, so I say under my breath, not to her, not even making eye contact, trying to write a stupid Spanish essay. I'm about to burst. They told me instead of saying I'm about to blow up, people, I should say burst instead. Okay, so I go with what they say and say I'm about to burst, like in my mind, in my head, out loud, very quiet in my head. But she overheard it. Next thing I know, I got security guards. Like, right there. Now, luckily, the security guards know me. They're not like Mr. Tough guys. They're tough, but, like, they know me. And they respect me, and they enjoy my company. So, like, Jordan, we heard you, what's this about you threatening the teacher? What? What are you talking about? My motto is never threaten the teacher because I can get away with, like, verbally attacking the teacher. Like, verbally, like, you're stupid, you're dumb, you're fat, roly-poly. Never cuss to them at all. In all my years, never cuss the teacher out. Never. There's rumors that I did. Don't know how that started. Maybe because I stutter a lot. Maybe that's why. But, yeah, Like, never once. Never was violent. Always heavily documented that anytime Jordan says something, it's not towards violence. It's mostly towards verbal. Like, being verbal than anything else. Very loudly and very disrespectfully being verbal. Nothing physical. Nothing. This teacher told everyone in the school that she felt threatened by me because I threatened her. What? And she also reported that I called her the B word, okay? Like, I called her a bitch. Like, that's what she told the principal, the dean, every other teacher. I didn't even know that part. I was like, first of all, you guys know. First of all, if there's any point in time that I'm going to be disrespectful to a teacher, best believe the teacher's going to be well aware of it. And everyone in the classroom's going to be best aware. I don't hide that fact. I stand up in everything. Like, I put on a show. Let's put it that way, okay? Like, you're going to know. So, me saying something under my breath, like, oh, I'm about to blow up, I'm about to burst, you know, does not even compare to all the times I stood up and verbally attacked a teacher. Verbally. Like, oh, you're fat, big tubby, all the, like, I was using, like, kids, like, honestly, who do you think you're talking to? You must not know who I am. You can't get rid of, oh, some stupid ass shit. Don't know how it worked, but it worked. Okay? Like, really stupid ass shit looking back at it. Like, it wasn't anything tough. It wasn't even threatening. Like, it wasn't like, I'm going to beat you up. I'm going to, you know, wasn't anything like that. Oh, you're fat. Oh, you're annoying. Oh, you're a bad teacher. Blah, blah, blah. Are you stupid? Like, things like that. Like, literally, that's what it was. So, the fact that I mumbled something under my breath, and she took that not only as a threat, but I also called her the B word. So, they had me sit in the hallway by the dean. I see security guards go in and out. I hear teachers go in and out. And guess what? Mom shows up. I'm confused. Because, like I said, my track record is bad. But nothing compared to this. Like, honestly, like, I didn't think I was going to get in trouble. I was understanding why I was missing all my classes for this little thing. And when I found out that my mom told me I'm suspended for like 4 or 3 weeks, I was like, what are you talking about? Like, for what? For mumbling under my breath? Like, what? She goes, well, the teacher feels very threatened by you that she doesn't want you in the class. She's very afraid of you, and that you called her a B word. What? I didn't do any of that. Like, what are you talking about? Like, I had a really good reputation or rapport with this teacher. Like, I would go into her classroom very early before school card just to hang out and talk to her. Showed her songs. I played this song by Chris Renee or whoever his name is. I forget his name. But it was like Young Homie. When she heard that, she thought it was going to be like a lot of cussing. When I showed her, when she heard it, it was like very wholesome, very like everything. Like, she even wanted it to play it for like the graduation class. Like, let me tell you, like, that was what it was, like, our reputation. We would laugh at her jokes. We were having fun. We went from that for her being like all scared of me and afraid. By the way, didn't want to communicate with my mom or anything like that, like out of nowhere. Very strange. Very strange, okay? Mind you, this is around the time I became adult, supposedly, you know, 16 legally, you know, or 18, whatever it was. Was it 16 or 18? Can't remember. But, yeah, like, it was a big thing, okay? Not only that, again, head of the teacher, so I get suspended for 4 weeks, and I have to catch up with even more work. On top of that, Miss Toomey, math teacher, okay, was like, well, I can't accept any of this stuff, or I can, but it's going to be for no credit. You sure you want to accept, like, and I'm telling you, like, this thing was a whole, like, months, like 3 weeks worth of work. Like, yeah, best believe you're taking this. Well, it's going to only be for no credit. I'm sorry, though. Why? Well, you missed the deadline. I go, I was gone for this. Well, yeah, but considering that you were missing, like, it's too late now. Like, you're past the deadline. I also have an IP that extends the deadline by double its amount. So every student, like, maybe has, like, 1 chance. I get, like, 3 chances before, like, it's no credit. Well, considering, you know, all this stuff, like, it's just too late. I just can't. It's like, you're not going to get no credit. You are going to give me credit. Because this was a lot of work. And I have done the math. Like, I was keeping track. I have literally 3 more days of extra time before, like, it's too late. What are you talking about? Well, it's just too late for my class because you were technically only gone for this long amount. I was gone the equal same amount. What are you talking about? And then she tries to tell me, well, this isn't even what, we did in class anyways. Or this wasn't even what you missed. This was older stuff. This isn't what I even assigned you so you could be caught up. So you're saying you just handed me like a giant ass packet before I got suspended and expected me to do it? Like, because you didn't. Do all the evens and page blah, 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 blah. And that's what I did. And already gave it in. That was the day I got suspended for like 3 weeks. You want to tell me another time you handed me a giant ass packet? Because it wasn't any time soon. Besides the only time I told you. The only packet that I have. What are you talking about? Like, yeah, okay, bad. So, mind you, now that I'm back from the school, from being suspended for 3 days, let me tell you my schedule, guys. Okay. I am no longer able to go to special needs class. I will have 2 free periods. Well, no, 1 free period. I will come like in every morning. And let me tell you, I can only go in history class on Wednesdays. Now, history class is my 5th or 6th period, if I remember correctly. So they bumped it for first period. Mind you, the first period, my teacher Stockley, one of the best teachers I have, besides the other best teachers that I've ever had, has prep time that, like, he has no class because that's his prep class, right? He tells me, I don't know what I can do for you as a teacher because I have to prep for all my other classes for in this time. And when I hear my teacher Stockley tell me, I'm sorry, like I don't know what I can do. This teacher was very intelligent, very smart. I knew I was in trouble. I told Stockley, honestly, don't worry about me. Do what you have to do. I understand. If you guys just give me nothing but packets, I'll figure it out. Okay? And that's what he does. I'm only allowed to also go to math. And then English. Okay? Go to math. Now, they put me in a different math class because I was not getting along with said other math teacher, Ms. Toomey. On top of that, this math class was a downgraded version of her class that was teaching, and I quote, the high school proficiency math. Now, the only reason why I needed that class was because I am very good at math, but for whatever reason, I couldn't pass that math class to say that math test to save my damn life. I underestimated it. Maybe I was too cocky when I went going in, and that's what it was. I did eventually pass it though. Okay, so that's what it was. This was all boring stuff, and I already knew how to do all of this. And that too, that teachers told me, I don't know what I can do for you. You're joining late behind everyone else. Even though I'm still the best freaking student he had, like seriously. No one respected that teacher. No one. I was the only one because he was looked at as a joke. Even though he shouldn't. He was a really good teacher. I don't know why everyone thought he was a joke. Okay? So, like I said, go to his class, I do his work, and then English. After that, I have to leave the campus. I can't even socialize with whatever little friends I do manage to get throughout this whole experience, and I have to leave. I am not welcomed after school. No longer do they kind of view me as a student. It got so bad that the entire school district of Nevada had to step in and doing a whole investigation to what was going on. Mind you, when this was going on, I had the head of the IEP teacher, okay, tell me things that no teacher should tell a student, okay? She believed I was in danger of being abused for whatever reason. No evidence to back that up, by the way. She's telling me, well, you don't really need your mom. Your mom's trying to keep your disability check for herself, okay? She's using you, manipulating you. In fact, you know what you should do? You should take this card and you go to a bus driver And that bus driver, when you say, I need a safe place, the bus driver is trained to take you to designated places. And then what happens is you go like to a gas station that like has this like symbol on it, right? I've seen the commercials for it, so I know exactly what she's talking about. And you say like, I need a safe place, and they'll call someone to help you out, and they'll figure it out. Like, she was literally telling me like pretty much I should run away, go to the bus, tell them what's going on, and like move out. Like, cause she was saying my mom was trying to manipulate me, okay? Trying to like smuggle my check and all this stuff. Okay? No teacher should tell students that without any evidence. It wasn't like I was having bruises. It wasn't like I had black eyes. It wasn't like I was having scarring. There was no evidence. And it was never a thing. And despite that, she had the audacity to. And when I yelled at her for this, she started changing. Being very more disrespectful towards me. And very weird. Okay? She even pulled me out of class once to tell me, now mind you, this was a time like I didn't know what deodorant was, and every young student needs one, but she was telling me that, oh, you're such a handsome young man, strapping too. Mind you, this is also for another teacher, but it's still a little uncomfortable. You know, put her hand on my shoulder, you know, it was very weird. Like, I'm a weird dude, and I was having weird vibes. Like, things wasn't supposed to go down, okay? So, you know, I got the heck out of Dodge. I didn't tell no one because I didn't like. She may seem very normal, but now I'm thinking about it because I'm telling you why this stuff. Okay, very why. On top of that, okay, top of that, you know, this investigation was going on. There was a student that was local. I had a teacher. I had a student named Q. I'm calling nickname Q. Okay, he would hit on said teacher, and the teacher would kind of blush, and I'll see the blush. Okay, like I see this. Okay, and like she's like, oh, stop it, you know, blah blah blah. Like, she wasn't like trying to put like hard. Like, he was mad, like trying to flirt. Like, he was literally like trying to like get something. Like, I'm not even gonna lie. So they figure out, the school, like the head of the department, all that stuff, figure out that all kinds of fuckery was going around. Okay, like a whole bunch. They found out about the whole D thing, not having D's in the classroom. They found out teachers were being like extremely rude to students. They found out all this stuff, budget shortcuts, everything, things that I didn't even know about. And when I was hearing about this, I was dead laughing. My mom tried to shut me out, but nah, wasn't happening. I was laughing because you guys want to talk about how great your school is. You're cutting budgets and having all this stuff going. Like, how dare you? You know, and then. So, this is where I moved to Delta, the Salvation, where I met great people. Except for Zen. Zen was annoying. No, I'm kidding, Zen. I love you. Anyways, you know, so the head of that school comes in. It turns out this person used to work for Agassiz, and he used to be my school counselor. Now, I don't remember him, sadly, but he remembered me. Now, he kind of looked familiar, but I didn't really recognize him. Okay? So, this is going on for an hour almost. So, listen. This is what he says. He goes, Jordan, this school is tough. You should have left a very long time ago. Like, he was telling me I should have left, like, 3rd grade. Like the year I went to Agassiz. He was telling me that I should have left the school like 4th as soon as it's possible. Now, this man wasn't saying because I couldn't hack it. He was telling me that this school was so difficult, so outrageous, unfair to special needs students that I should not be put through this. He was begging me to leave. And I wanted to prove to everyone that I could graduate from that school. Granted, I didn't because I was going to, but 11th grade fucked me over. They made it impossible for me to stay there. Literally. And the dude who owns Agassiz, not Agassiz himself, but like the other dude below him, was telling me, we don't want you to leave. We appreciate you as a student. We understand you're having a hard time. This is not fair. We want you. We're not saying for you to go. You're not being suspended or expelled. This is your choice. Head of the Delta was like, well, We hear you like drawing. We have alien laptops. I'm sold. He tells me that if you cuss out a teacher, we're not going to blame you for it. We're not going to suspend you for it. We're going to ask you why you did that. Like, we want to know. I hear that. I'm thinking, oh, this, bunch of bullshit. But, like, because, honestly, I don't trust no teachers at this point no more. Because all the bullshit, like, if you guys heard this, would you, like, seriously, would you trust a teacher at all after all this, like, stuff I've been saying? Like, all the stuff. Like, seriously, a teacher who does not know how to teach math, who's an art teacher teaching geometry, okay, another math teacher who's giving way too much homework. Now, that's not me as a student complaining about the homework. Like, that's, like, honestly, by even the AGSI standards, she got recommended because she was giving out way too many, because other teachers was complaining that she was giving out too much to the students because other students weren't doing the other classes' work, because she was like, if you don't do this, then you are going to get detention. And if you get detention, I'm going to force you to do the work. And when you do the work, you're not getting no credit for it. This is just for you to learn. Like, it was bad. By even school standards. Like, it wasn't even me saying this. So, well, I wouldn't trust no one, like, trying to butter me out. Oh, we have alien laptops at our school. No. I'm not trusting that. But what was my options? Like, literally, stay at a school that did not want me, dealing with all these other teachers who hated my guts, except for one or two. Like, two or three of them, okay? Like, seriously, 2 or 3. Lipout, Stockley, Van Workham, who wasn't even my teacher anymore, and my math teacher. Okay, that's 4. Okay? Like, and I appreciate those teachers so much for being at that school. But here's the funny thing. At that school, those teachers who I liked very much, Mr. Young and all them, let me tell you what ended up happening. They ended up not coming back because they were treated so badly. And I could not help but take it personal. Like, why is every teacher that likes me, helps me out, goes up and beyond? One teacher bought me a book, okay? For my entire series of Aragon. I read one book in this class, and he was so proud of me that I read that, and he got me to read that book. He's like, you know what? Here's another one. It's from the next series. What? There's another? He got me hooked on the book. Like, okay, and he's the first teacher that get me to actually read a whole book through and through. Like, to get me to want to get another book. Like, I read 4 books because of this, man. Like, okay, and get gone, okay? Math teacher, he loved me and all that stuff. Like, he understood my pain and all this stuff. Gone. Life out. Gone, Because he told him in that meeting, my boy, my teacher, my science teacher told them, I do not know why you are messing with this dude. I don't know why you're messing with Jordan. He is a treasure to be in my class. He is not disrespectful. He is smart. He can be funny at times. Yes, he gets distracted, but he gets back right on task. And you know what? I don't even have to remind him to get back on task because he does it himself. And if he gets lost in his drawings, I ask him a few questions, and he understood what was being taught. Like, he knows what's going on. He's not dumb. He's multitasking. If he is not paying attention in your class, that means he is bored. And if he's bored, that means you as a teacher got to step up your game to entertain this guy. Because honestly, he loves to learn. He's smart. I literally almost cried. I don't like crying, but this man almost got me crying. I was in tears. I wanted to give this man a hug, Later on, I found out he was gay, and, like, he got married. I was surprised he was gay. I always said Mr. Laptop was the manliest man there is. Like, and then he told me he was gay. I didn't know. I was like, oh, I wasn't, like, It was so cool. I love seeing him and, like, post up. I love that man. He's so cool. Anyways, school. I was honestly surprised that he was gone. But then he left. Like, he was gone, Security guards that liked me and understood what was going on, gone. Like, it was so weird that all the bad teachers were kept, and all the honestly good teachers left. Some of them not even by their own doing. Like, it was bad. I personally felt like they were assembling a team to get ready. They were forming the, like, school Avengers. And that's what I felt like what was going on. Like, I felt personally attacked. It was just so weird. Like, I know that's probably not the reason why, but that is just that's what I feel like. It's too coincidental. Alright? Too coincidental. Are you kidding me? So, I forgot what was on. Like, what was I talking about? Oh yeah. So what was my choices? Stay at a school that did not want me, go to only 3 classes, and by next year I had to take like double the amount of normal classes I would have to take as a senior, like 10 classes. Like most of them had to be online, and they even told me I had to take a business etiquettes class to since they took me out of Spanish, and they made it like they were doing me a favor. They should have never put me in Spanish in the first place. Like, here's the fun. They didn't have normal Spanish. They're like, well, we don't really have a normal Spanish teacher. We have an exceptional Spanish teacher, and he only teaches Spanish, like AP, which is like a like that's harder than normal, like beginner Spanish. So for all you guys who are new at Spanish, you're taking like technically you're taking like the higher level of Spanish class. You know, like if you're taking like geometry and then geometry honors or geometry AP, like I believe it goes like AP is higher than honors or honors is higher than AP. Like it's one of those two, but it's a higher, like more difficulty version of that class. And they put me in the highest vertical of that class. What? I can barely already read English. Spell it. Okay, I can read to myself and get the words, but saying out loud is a little difficult. Okay, it's just the speech of the problem. Honors higher than up. Like you're saying, honors is higher than AP, or AP is higher than honors. Like either way, like I was saying, like they were forcing me to take the higher level of like Spanish, and again, can't spell English with them. And you want me to do this in a different subject? Are you stupid? Like, oh my god! Like, are you kidding me? Of course I was failing that class. Like, hello. So, like, to deal with that, or to go to another school who's technically a behavior school. And he told me, like, Jordan, I'm going to let you know, I'm asking you to come to my school. In fact, I'm like essentially begging you. But know that when you go to this behavior school, it's not because you have issues. It's not because, like, I think you're a burden or you are having, like, I just think that our school would just be a better fit for you. Huh? Okay, yeah, I was taking honors then. Like, So... And then, by the way, it wasn't even Spanish 1. Like, they skipped they skipped Spanish 1. They said, like, we don't have Spanish 1, but we have Spanish 2 honors teacher, and he's going to teach that, and we're putting you in that class. What? So, I chose Delta, and let me tell you this, guys. Delta was way better than Agassiz in every aspect of the way. It was a lot easier, I will admit, like, too easy. But the way the teachers handled the students, I appreciated it. Now, there were sometimes I heard rumors or heard other things, like some teachers were on some fuck shit, like some stupidness and being like an Agassiz teacher, but I wasn't in that class, so it wasn't really my fight, and I wasn't really, like, I already came back from a war with the whole school. I wasn't prepared or ready to go on to a whole new one. Like, I felt personally attacked and personally, like, I had to go. Like, I could not complete my goal. Not because it was too hard, not because it was too difficult, but like, you make it impossible. That's like trying to play a game that's impossible to beat. Like, that's like trying to fight 5 hunters without no cover in Halo with only, like, a pistol with 5 bullets in it. With no cover. Like, straight up fighting those suckers. Dealing with the Helios Phaeton on top of that. Yep. Like, that's how difficult it was being at that school. There were so many other things that things happened to other students, like, I can't even talk about. But I will talk about this. So the reason why that teacher, that special needs higher up leader of the thing was so weird at a certain point, I found out this. And this is a very serious thing, and I do not. This is weird, okay? This teacher was accused of abusing her daughter, having relationships with supposedly other students. I bet you I know the student too. And having cheated on her husband with one of the teachers at there who happened to be, quote unquote, the head of the IT department. the same dude that was taking away laptops and saying that he took away the internet by her orders. How interesting. On top of that, you're having this teacher tell me, "Oh, I'm such a handsome dude, and like you know, all this stuff, and your mom's manipulating you, and you should like really get away from her and not count on her so much." Something was afoot, and now I know why. And you know why? Honestly, I feel bad being picked on and bullied. I don't want to say it's an ability. I don't want to say it's a special gift I have or a skill, but I know the faces I made when I was depressed, I was sad, and I was stressed. And I know the faces I made when I was scared. A lot of people I know tend to make the same faces or have a certain look to them. And when I tell you, the daughter that I met on that day had every single sign that something was wrong. And honestly, I didn't do anything about it. Like, I didn't ask. Like, granted, there was really nothing I couldn't do. Like, I couldn't, like, say, "Hey, are you okay?" Like, I couldn't, like, say anything like that. Because, like, she was there, like, her mom was, like, right there with her. So, like, there was, like, really nothing I could do. And honestly, and I shouldn't feel bad, but I still feel bad. Like, I should at least, like, "Oh, something's up with her. Like, are you okay?" Like, I should have brought it to some attention. Something. But I didn't. But, like, I felt bad. You know, I really did. And, like, I was so mad. Like, I was so pissed. Like, everything made sense. Like, she honestly stepped out of line, not only with the stuff that she did with her daughter, but the way she acted felt like she was in charge. Like, pretty much telling the principal how to handle me, like telling him what to do, like telling like the head of the school, "Oh, I think Jordan's mom is abusing him," because I got hurt several times, at the school. Not even there. Like, I woke up very sore. My ankle did hurt, like really bad, because walking down the stairs at school, someone accidentally like pushed, because everyone was coming down for assembly, pushed me kind of down. I didn't fall down the stairs, but I kind of to enough to where like my knees bent and my leg, like, I don't know, like my heel was on to the side of my leg, and then like someone stepped on my leg or my foot as it was like sideways, and it was really bad. Like, I was really hurt, but I was still able to like to walk and like get on there. But it was, my friends had to help. Like, the little friends I had, like, had to, like, I need help, and they helped me. I went to nurse and everything. The only one time I ever came to school with injuries because of my own doing, where me and my mom honestly did get in a fight. Wasn't physical. It was very verbal, and I got so mad, so angry that I punched my bathroom door, and I punched my room door, and I got cuts and scratches like on my arms. But that was because of me. No one else. That was because of me. And they go and like they're saying, "Well, we know your mom. We got angry at you, and well, are you okay? Like if your mom's hurting, first of all, listen. I get there's like having a parent abuse, a student, or having a parent abuse their child is a very serious thing. It can be traumatizing where, you know, children don't normally fight back and won't defend themselves. But granted, I was a high school student when this was happening, and I had the mentality like, no, like I'm not going to be a punching bag no more. So even if, like, I hate to say this, and this would probably make me sound bad, like if a parent was like trying to abuse me physically, I would fight back. Now again, my mom is 100 times stronger than I ever could be and hope to be. Like, let's put it in perspective. I am Yamcha, and my mom is Super Saiyan Goku Ultra Instinct. There is no beating her. Okay, I'm wild, or I could be just a Cyberman going against an Ultra Instinct Goku. Like, there is no winning. Okay, there's nothing I could do to that woman. She is a tank. Okay, so it is very hurtful, and like it's very upsetting that this school would do this and say that stuff and accuse my mom of doing said things. Where, yeah, like, there's sometimes I was out of control, and things had to be done, but like it was because I was a little shit. I deserved it. Like, it was honestly a thing. So to deal with that kind of stuff at school, mind you, like kids being stupid, like, but to have like, it's one thing to be bullied by like students and all that, because sadly it's a common thing now, I feel like. But like to have teachers do it and to be so hell-bent on trying to get rid of one student or multiple students was really bad. Like, really bad, And then what made it worse, like, I'm glad I got out of there when I did, because they did get taken over. And when it got taken over, let me tell you this. only 3 or 2 seniors graduated. And the only reason why that happened was because they raised the bar on graduation. Like, they raised it. Like if, like, let's say, like, you had it to, for a senior, you only had to take, like, 4 math classes. But they raised it where you had to take 6. Now, mind you, if you're a senior, you know, you worked very hard to take the classes that you needed to graduate. And on the very, like, last stretch, like, you're almost there, finally did it, another school comes in and changes the requirements? Like, what? And then the only, like, the ones that did graduate were, like, the overachiever. Like, the honestly, like, the person who was gonna be, like, what is it? The honors graduate, like they get, like, golden, like, all this stuff, like that, like, Zen, help me out. What is it, like, the person that graduates that pretty much is, like, high tier? Honors graduate, what is it called? I think you guys know what I'm talking about, but, like, I don't know, honors graduate, so I think that's what it is, honors graduate. I think that's what it is called, actually. I'm not sure. But yeah, that's, you know, those were the only ones, you know, that were graduating. Valedictorians. Thank you. Where would I be without you? Valedictorians. Even if I could say the word right. Only those were the ones that were honestly it. Like, those are the ones, anyone who was striving to be that, valedictorians were the ones that graduate, and there was only 3 of them. And they, you know, it's funny. So, you know, when this was happening, when the school was in the process of taking over, they held a meeting. Now, that meeting was honestly just a formality because they stated, like, this is pretty much done and over with. So they wasted everyone's time talking about, like, oh, we can't let the Aggie get taken over by this other school and all this. This school, not only the same school that forced me out, you know, essentially, even though, like, oh, it's your choice, you know, no, forced, nothing I could do, because who would put up with the stuff I had to put up with, you know, for a whole nother year and, like, make it 10 times worse, you know? That same school that did me dirty, the same school that did all this messed up stuff to me that you guys heard if you stuck this long to the video, asked me, Jordan, you were here the longest before you left. You know what it's like to love Agassiz so much and be a part of the Agassiz student and all this stuff. You were a National Honor Society student. I made that, but they even took that away from me. All that stuff, you know, like, you know everything. Please speak on, like, behalf of our school. Help us, save us. You want me to save you guys, the ones that you forced me out. Oh, remember the whole thing where you're like, oh, my drawings, you know, or your property, remember that? Oh, Mr. Toomey. Oh, you want me? You. Whew. Guys, no, seriously, what do you want? No, Jordan's like, we honestly. Oh, no. Honestly, sorry for the language, but again, fuck off. No, absolutely no. No. Hell no. I went anyways, and it was not for the benefit of the school. Let me tell you what I did. They regretted their decision because it was I told them, if you were gonna take over Agassiz, I ask one thing: to change it, because the current Agassiz I went to was a living hellhole. I am not gonna be here on the behalf of a whole school that literally side-blocked me from graduating, who did not want nothing to do with me at all. You all can honestly go straight to hell. I'm surprised it didn't make it on the news. Honestly, though, they did kind of make it worse. I don't know how good it is now. I don't have any connections to Agassiz anymore, none of the students. But let me tell you this, when I went to Delta and I saw all the things that were at Delta, And when Delta asked me to speak on behalf of the school, because they were in danger of getting shut down, they asked me to speak on their behalf. Obviously, they didn't hear what I did at Agassiz. But you know what? I like that school. I like Delta. I liked what I saw. I appreciated every teacher that was there, except for one of them that gave me a hard time towards the end, which I'll talk about that one later. But I spoke on their behalf, and it was very hard, because normally I honestly have a problem with speaking in front of crowds, but the reason why I was able to do it, what was that? I just saw something fly by my screen. Zen, what did you do? Zen, what did you do? I saw something go by my screen. What was that? What the hell? A new whisper? Zen, did you go to like the stream chat or thing and go whisper, whisper, whisper? The hell? Okay, I don't know about that. Don't know what emojis you just used because it didn't come through to me. Anyways, so it's very hard for me to speak in front of crowds, and honestly, hence, YouTube and Twitch is very extremely hard for me to do. The only reason why I was able to bombard my Agassiz without any struggles was because it was something I was hyped for, and I had a goal in mind, and honestly, I hated the school. I don't like doing presentations, and it's very nerve-wracking, and honestly, it was the adrenaline of actually like bad-mouthing Agassiz in front of that was stopped me from doing all this stuff. Or, being all scaredy cat. But for speaking on Delta's behalf, I was very scared and terrified because I stutter a lot. You probably heard a lot of it during this video and or stream. It was very difficult. But I did it, and I was really happy about it. But if you ever, guys, like Agassiz students of today, aka like I forget what the school's now named, but if it's anything like Agassiz, like currently, I feel so bad for you guys. And one day, I hope somehow I'm able to make a lot of money and like do something, because I'm investigate that school. No, should never have been a thing. And to have the school guy like Andre Agassiz to like give it away to someone else and do that to the seniors, that's just all kinds of fun. Then I was very shy, because you have to understand, like, where I came from, like, you hear all this stuff. I don't think you ever heard these stories before. I was bullied. I was picked on. Like, I was, like, segregated. Like, I was literally, like, kept away. Like, no, like, I had to force to, like, not talk to anyone, because it was, like, really bad. Not all of them, Like, it was, like so like bad. I'm like even probably forgetting a whole bunch of other things that like the stories that have happened. Like to have a student to have that little trust in the school that he's in to like really messes with a student's mind. Like you already gotta deal with like school like on a normal basis. Like you already have to deal with the bullshit of you're trying to fit in, trying to get good grades because that's what you're told to do and you have to do it and it's the only way to succeed in life. You're like, people are already stressing enough what that is to add on top of like, oh well, you don't have a D, like so you're straight failing. All that work you did over the course of 4 years means nothing no more, like because we raised the requirements and none of you guys meet that criteria, so you guys don't get to graduate. Like, are you kidding me? Like no, like how can someone ever trust another like class student, like another like teacher ever get? Like it's already like bullshit. So yeah, I was extremely shy. Like I mean, like you can't really blame me for it. Like, and on top of that, all the other stuff that has happened, like it's honestly bullshit that I had to. I'm like other students probably had to suffer the same thing, and other people have it 10 times worse than even I do, and I feel so bad for them. Like, it's nuts. Like, this should never be a thing. Like, no student should ever have to put up with what I went through. And people probably have even worse stories than about what their school did. Like, are you kidding me? Like, to have teachers say, oh, your parents are disappointed because you're, like, illiterate and you can't read or write. Like, are you kidding me? To tell a student, oh, you do not belong in this school because you're not smart enough or you're not dedicated enough. Like, what? Oh, this school isn't for you. To have a teacher in high school, like have substitute teachers, like have teacher. I get like substitute things are desperate because the students like or teachers calling like I can't make it, so they have to find a substitute. I get that, and they don't have time like to like really like check out the background. But to have like substitute teachers come in and be so disrespectful or so oblivious to certain things is out of my mind. Like, I had a substitute teacher when I was in National Honor Society. I had to cut out a lot of being disrespectful. Like, I couldn't speak my mind anymore. I was on very thin ice. Like, I couldn't, or they would have kicked me out instantly. Like, it was that bad, you know. Not because I was so disrespectful, but because like how the school was. Like, any little thing I would have done, instantly kicked. So I had this substitute teacher. I don't know like this was planned or not, but like she like doesn't teach. They like my favorite teacher, Lightbow, was gone. Like he couldn't he wasn't there. And he teaches science. And this teacher was not a science teacher. She was an English teacher. So she teach and she tells us, oh, this is the package that he wants you to do. And I'm doing this. Molar mass was the most difficult thing. You know, learning like the mass of like the atoms or the elements. Now, mind you, there's like 3 different ways or 4 different ways of how to calculate and tell and how to do this certain thing. He taught all 4 of them in one go. Like, it wasn't like, oh, one day like he did like a whole like 2 classes for this one and then went on to the other way. No, he did all 4 of them in one day and then start. Yeah, essentially that. That's what. No, actually, it wasn't that bad. Like to the point, like, oh no, actually, I take it back. It was. You know, oh, if you don't learn the first time, you're pretty much screwed. It kind of was because the teachers were not something. The teachers, well, some of them weren't their fault. You know, they were like on a crunch. They're like, oh yeah, you can only focus on this part of the subject for this long, and then you have to go on this one. So a lot of the students who were slower had a hard time understanding of certain other things got left behind, and like the teacher couldn't help them. Like the teachers were struggling. Like it was bad. Now there were certain teachers like I felt bad for, like who were honestly a lot of students hate because you're going too fast or all this other stuff. But it wasn't their fault because that was like they were kind of forced to move on, and those teachers would have, like go up and beyond to try to catch the students up. And those ones I do like. I don't really have beef for because they did try. But the ones like Toomey, who's rude and like forcing you to do a detention and still not do any credit for it, and try to sound like it's for your benefit. No, it's not. That's a punishment. You tell me in which way or form. Like you tell me in which way, in shape and form, does this sound like a reward or something that benefits you? Forcing you to stay after school to do work that you didn't do, get no credit for it, and make you like write your name on the board. Like, you tell me like that doesn't sound like a reward. That sounds more like a punishment. Now, if you were saying like, oh yeah, give me detention, I'm gonna give you detention, and you're gonna do this work for like half credit or something a little bit below half credit, then okay, maybe I'll be down for it. But to say no, you're gonna be forced to do all this other work and attention and not get credit. Mind you, this teacher yells at you if you even have a question. So no, I don't want to raise my hand no more. And no, I don't want to spend any more time with you than I have to. If you want me to do it with another teacher, okay, fine. But with you, absolutely not. Like, it's crazy. Granted, as a student, we don't get to pick our teachers. You know, we don't get to do that. But I feel like there still needs to be a connection with student and teacher, a good reputation, a good rapport. Because if there's not, there's going to be clashes. And if you have teachers that are trying to speak their minds and saying like, oh, your parents are disappointed in you, or you are disgrace to your parents, and they say all those other things along with other hurtful stuff, and then they expect a student to just sit there and take it, and they're shocked that a student will like, oh, F you, or like, how dare you, like, and they get like, oh, how dare you say that to me, I am your teacher. You just literally said I was a disappointment to my parents because I couldn't read or write, something that I cannot help. Not because due to the fact that I'm lazy. No, it's the fact that I have disabilities and it's hard for me to understand certain things. And yeah, I'm disappointed in my parents. Are you kidding me? Like, are you expecting me to sit there and like take that? Or did you expect me to go to my mom and whine and complain and have my mom do something? No, it's gonna be talked about. You're gonna get a twofer. You're gonna get an earful from me, and then you're gonna hear it from my mom. Like, that's the thing. Like, you are gonna sit here and listen to it because you're not gonna get away with that, like, at all. You know, like, it was so nuts. Like, being there. And, like, it's so funny. They're like, oh, actually was such a good school. What are you talking about? Are you brainwashed, or do you not remember what they did to you? You know, interfering in a relationship because they didn't like the two getting together because they were distracted in class. If you want to separate them and have them in different classes, absolutely fine. But to go as far as to say, oh, well, he's not good for you and all this stuff, are you kidding me? That's none of your damn business. Like, hello? What right do you have? Absolutely none. You know, so I don't understand, like, where certain teachers or, like, let's say, like, Agassi was good. I don't know why they would do that. I had a teacher, Miss Donahue. If she ever sees this, I hope she understands. Miss Donahue was the only advocator for me at a certain point where she was like, oh, Jordan, you know, come to my office if you need anything, if you need to cry, if you just need to, like, relax or something. Like, I understand. Because at that point, I felt like she understood, like, how hard it was to be me and, like, what was going on at that school. But after a certain point in high school, like, oh my God, did she change? Oh, well, you don't have an appointment, Jordan. You can't be in here. Oh, Jordan, you didn't need leave because you're ditching or whatever. Oh, I don't think Jordan's capable of doing this. Oh, I don't think Jordan can handle this. Oh, I don't think Jordan deserves it. Like, a complete 180 to like, oh, Jordan, you make me want to cry when I see your drawings because I would write how I felt. Like, I literally drew like me isolated while everyone else was like showing like monsters like attacking. Like, that's literally what I drew sometimes. And I almost made her cry. She went from that to that. And then like 3 years later or whatever, after I graduated, say, and done from like Delta, and she wants to hit me up saying, Jordan, I missed you so much. How you doing? I hope you're okay. All this stuff. Like, this was the same person, you know, like I felt like all like when I got broken up with my girlfriend, like she was like saying like, oh, it's okay, you'll find love, all that. I appreciated that. I really did. But that doesn't excuse like all the things like the way you sabotaged me back in high school, like I wanted to write to be in National Honor Society. I had to write what it meant to be a mentor. She said she was gonna help me. She changed her mind. The funny thing was, I wanted to write about her, how I looked up to her for like helping me all that, and the fact that she did that, I changed it because I like what? That was the last straw. And to come back and then like saying, oh, how are you doing after not checking up on me for who knows how long, and say I need a recommendation. No, like absolutely not. At first I told her yes, but now I was thinking about it. I was like, no, like why should I? Like, well, you did help me in middle school, yeah, but when it came to high school, when I absolutely needed you because all this stuff was going on with all these teachers and like not following the IEP, where I was being attacked from left and right, where was you? Nowhere? Oh, that's right, because you wanted to dip. Yeah, okay, yeah. Like, it was nuts. It honestly was. And I actually was honestly a hellhole and should never be praised as a school of being a good. Like, absolutely not. And anytime I see this on Facebook, say, oh, actually, you know, so lovely and all that stuff. No, it was not, and I let everyone know. But that's enough for today, guys. I'll probably start another stream up very soon. So if I don't know, someone named like Zen wants to keep watching, keep noticing for any notifications. But anyways, this has been your boy King of Games 80 of Kings Nation, broadcasting on Twitch. We're talking about how Agassi was an absolutely shit show. And yeah, that's pretty much all it is. I have to say, guys, and I hope you have a fantastic day. If you guys hear this story, you were stuck around with it, and you know what it's like, or have any stories to share to me on my comment section of YouTube, because that's the only way I actually do see it. Like, I don't think I see it on Twitch or stream. Like, after the stream ends, you guys write on it, I don't really see it, or if I do, I don't know how to respond to you guys. So anyways, YouTube is like the best way. So always, you know, let me know. And if you guys want to always play with me, as I know, you guys know it's King of Games 80 of King. It's King of Games 80, not King Station. That's my YouTube channel. All right, guys. Talk to you guys later. Hope everyone has a fantastic day.